YouTube, it's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday night just got live.
Gentlemen, it's Friday, and you are tuning in to the longest running home arcade podcast show. That's right. The Super Game Room Dudes are here. We're back. It's Friday. We're ready to have some fun and hang out with all of you guys, talking about all kinds of things in the world of consoles, retro gaming, and just whatever kitchen utensils, kitchen appliances. We got a lot to talk about.
Spatula City.
We're going to have a new segment tonight called Super Kitchen Dudes, where Nostalgia's going to show you how to install RetroArch on his air fryer. It's going to be incredible. Right, Nostalgia?
The value there is top notch. It'll be good. You'll enjoy it.
Guys, also welcome back Carl, Detroit Love, with the awesome hat you're rocking tonight, man. You're looking sharp, bro.
Man, you guys talking about back. I was all ready to do the show last week. I see something from P-Dubs. I'm not going to be able to make it. I see Michael B. I'm not going to make it. And so I'm saying, hey, honey, we got we time tonight because the guys aren't doing the show. And then Michael B's like, I'm doing the show. I'm like, what in the world?
I'm sorry. I was being pissy.
Oh, okay. And you guys are so sarcastic and you play around so much time. I didn't know if you were just playing and I read it wrong. So I'm like,
That is true. That is true. We mess around with each other so much behind the scenes. Sometimes we don't even know what's real and what's not. Like last night, I legitimately thought 19K Fox was mad at me about something. You guys remember that?
Yes. I told you it was all jokes.
And I was like, is he mad at me?
So, like, we kept telling Dubs it was jokes. Like, 19K Fox literally had to film a video from an airport and be like, Dubs, I'm not mad at you. I love you, brother.
Oh, yeah. And then Console Kids yelled at me. It was pretty funny. Oh, the crap that happens behind the scenes. But Detroit Love's here. Mikey Two Pins is here. And the Canadian destroyer himself, Nostalgia's here. What's going on, Nostalgia? We miss you. How are you?
I'm just, I'm exhausted. For the last week, I've done nothing except sample different types of food because I've had a really important video I had to get out, and I'm just feeling a little bit bloated, a little bit sleepy. You know how it is when you eat too much food. So,
yeah. Well, I had a baked potato for dinner tonight, but it was covered with all the fixins. You know what I'm talking about?
Should have fried it.
It was fantastic. Sour cream, chives, all that mess. Oh, it was what do you call that? A loaded baked potato. It was fantastic. All right.
Why don't you eat it on camera? Do you find it repulsive or something?
Yeah, I don't like eating on camera. I don't like watching other people eat either on camera. All right, cool. Wait a minute. Something just happened. Oh, I don't know what that is. I heard a beep in my ear. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, that was me. I added the share screen thing here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. If you're here, sound off. Let us know, and let us know if you're ready to have some fun. We got a number of interesting topics to talk about tonight. Let's see who's here in the live chat. Sound off. We got Jason Hermano. Stander Upper is here. What a great name, Stander Upper. I don't know who it is. It's obviously somebody's alt account, but I applaud you. Stander Upper is here. Andy's Game Room is here. Pliskin Run. Adam Kolb. Cyber Mind. Chris Ford is here. Gelga Guy 88 is here, and he's holding his Dick Tracy lunchbox as we speak. Alfred Berger, El Capitan, Kevin Clausen, Carl O, 19K Fox is dropping panties in the live chat. Stander Upper is here again. Paul Minderman is here. And Paul, John D leaked that thing on Reddit. I agree with you 100%, my friend. Sir Sega is here as well. Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Zero Redux is here. Nooner's here. JR is here. Donovan is here as well. Wait, who's this? Who's coming in late? Port of Dreams is here as well. Papa Brad's Gaming. Aaron Stambridge. Sosa. Fam Bam Bam is here as well. Dougie's here. Calvin's here. Shannon's here as well. Triumph or die. That's all we have time for tonight, guys. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys tuning in every week to the Super Game Room, dudes. Michael B., before we dive into tonight's topics, how are you?
I'm okay, man. How are you?
I'm good. Anything interesting happened to you recently?
To me, my wife called me. I can't say it on my air.
Yeah, you can't say it on air.
She threw shirts at me and called me the F word with an O at the end.
Yeah. Now, Mike, I hate to do this to you, but I would really like to go full screen here on just you.
Yep.
Because you're a handsome fellow. Could you do me a favor? Could you kind of like swivel your chair a little to the left?
To the left?
Yeah,
Like
to the
there?
left. All right. Nothing over there. Now swivel to the right. All right. Can you angle the camera a little bit? I know there's a goddamn Time Crisis shooting cabinet
crisis.
inside this office somewhere. Mike
No
knows
Time
everything
Crisis.
about that Time Crisis Arcade1Up cabinet, and I'm telling you guys, it's in there somewhere. Mike, can you log in on your phone and take us down to your garage into your lower level?
I don't. Why do you keep saying I have a Time Crisis?
I think
don't
you
have
got
anything.
one.
I don't.
I think you got one.
I don't. I think that there's a couple people out there with review cabinets. I'll dox everybody if you want. I don't give a shit.
No, don't do that. All right.
I like that Michael B keeps the dressercade in his arcade because that to me is still the best.
But no, that's a real dresser because my wife took up all the closet and dresser space in our bedroom. So that's the one place I get to put my clothes. That closet and that dresser. I need more space.
By the way, just to make sure Nostalgia gets his Amazon affiliate link straight, James hates everything. He was going to buy one of those Nostalgia air fryers, but P-Dub snubbed him on the hellos. Hello, James. Welcome to the show. Go buy your air fryer now. Make sure you use Nostalgia's affiliate link. We greatly appreciate that. All right, guys. There's a number of topics we want to talk about tonight. Let me go over just some of them real quick, guys, so you know what to get yourself in store for tonight's show. We're going to be talking about New Wave toys. Actually, we're going to be talking about 3 products for New Wave toys. We're going to be talking about the new Coke machine. People are receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the feedback on it? Ghosts and Goblins. We got an update on that, as well as an update on Zoltar. So we're looking forward to talking about Zoltar. Star Trek: The Next Generation was released, was announced to be coming soon on Pinball FX. The early what was it? 90s. Was it 90s? Yeah, 90s Williams pinball table. We'll talk a little bit about Arcade1Up Time Crisis. Michael B is going to head down to the lower level and show you guys his review unit.
Wow.
Talk a little bit about iiRcade mods and where the community is at with that, plus whatever else we managed to slip into the conversation. We also have a new segment. Michael B, tell the community about the new segment, which we're going to add. We'll have assets for this segment next week. But I thought this was a great idea that Mike came up with earlier.
Yeah, so it's the community question of the week. It doesn't have to be a serious question. It just has to be the best question. And every week we'll answer one, if not two, questions from the community based entirely on their quality and hilarity during the show.
So it's kind of like the Super Game Room Dudes mailbag.
Yeah.
All right. And where can people submit these questions, Mike?
On the Facebook group. So we will post a question thing up there every week. You guys throw it up there, and then each week we will choose one question and person to be featured on the show, and maybe two if it's a little light that week with news.
Yeah. So make sure you guys join the Super Game Room Dudes group, Facebook group. Mike already put a post in the Facebook group, and I think we got some questions in. Go ahead and throw some questions in during tonight's broadcast. We'll do that a little bit later. We'll do that. So, Carl, how you been, man? I love the hat. I love it. You look so good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I let this.
Is it new?
No,
is it new?
No, it's my summertime. I was out, doing my thing, and just came straight to the show. So,
you sure you don't gotta meet up with the rest of the regulators to take down Jesse James' crew after this?
We do.
Regulators, mount up. I like that. All right, guys, let's put something on the screen here real quick. Let's do it this way. So we're gonna dive into some New Wave toy stuff. So for all you 1/6 scale arcade fans, get ready to jump out of your jorts. We're going to share some information here with you guys. So let me try and share my screen here. I've noticed that the streaming service has been having an issue where there's like a delay when you go to share something. Let's see what happens. You see that? Okay, can everyone see it now? Is it nice and clear now? See how there was a delay? It's not popping up instantaneously like it usually does. So once again, we might have to start shopping around for a new streaming service. But taking a look here, guys, what do we got right here, Ristalgia?
That is the Ghosts and Goblins cabinet from New Wave Toys. Looks like this is what their production run, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
And what do you think? How do you think this looks? And also, guys, in the live chat, what do you think about this? This is going to be shipping out soon to everybody who put in their pre-orders.
I mean, just from like the side profile, it looks fairly good. There's not a whole lot to look at this. Do we have any other photos? Some shots?
No, this is the only one.
This is the only one they released.
That's literally the only one?
Well, my favorite part about it is it doesn't have the Arcade1Up crease in the line there.
I don't know. My position on these things is that New Wave Toys has now been releasing products for several years. And there has not been a product that they've released that I've even been remotely disappointed in. So, assuming that they just stay on course and do what they've been doing, I think this will be a great cabinet to add to the collection. That's my take on it.
Now, minus the fact that it doesn't look like an Arcade1Up, which usually looks like a drive-by shooting with all the exposed screw holes and seams and creases in the side panels. Carl, what do you think about this? I know you got your Dragon's Lair I sent you, and that was your first New Wave Toys. Did that excite you enough to order any of the other upcoming products, or are you still kind of like, I like Numbskull more? Which one are you, buddy?
Well, let's get the record straight. I've always been a fan. I'm always on the edge. They're always in my cart. All their products are always in my cart. But I'm not a collector. I'm not. I only buy the things that I know I'm going to love. Right. So I was on the fence with the little boom box. I was on there with the cassette player. Battery charger. I got the Zoltar pre-ordered. I was definitely on the fence with the Coke machine. So I like their products, and I just think that the Numbskull is a better size. But I've always been a fan of New Wave. It's just you can only spend your money a few different ways, right? So,
oh yeah. There's only so much money in all of our wallets to go around. Michael B, what are you thinking, man?
It's really cool. It's a really cool arcade cabinet. I've seen it a bunch of times with tours of Fun Spot. Always a highlight when it hits it up. It's one of the hardest games of all time, the arcade. is no exception. It's a conversion cab, pretty much like every Capcom cab ever. So it only has the sticker on the side. So the arcade accuracy is there. And it's neat. I can't wait to see the... this is the Ghosts and Goblins. I can't wait to see what they do for Ghouls and Ghosts, too. I can't wait to see what that finished product looks like.
Hold on, guys. We need to stop the presses. What is this? Carl, take it away, my friend.
Transfer 24/7, man. Thank you for this $100.
That's
US
crazy.
Man, that's awesome. It says yearly lurker check-in. Keep up the good work, fellas. I really enjoy your opinions on the weekly news. I always look forward to Friday nights. Man, we appreciate you.
We do.
Thank you so much.
What an incredible and generous super chat, man. We greatly appreciate it. And the funny thing is people don't even have to super chat us. We do this because we're just so passionate and excited about these products, and that's how we all became friends. That's how we became friends.
No. They have to super chat us. That's what it's about, because we need
pinball, buddy.
All right.
I thought the mid-roll ads were the way to get pinball money. Holy cow!
No. All kidding aside, no one ever has to super chat or anything like that, and something like that is just nuts. Thank you so much for doing that. Just you guys being here, participating every week, and enjoying the show is more than enough for us, and that stuff really is appreciated.
Yeah. So
speaking of nuts, I got 2 nuts. And $2 super chat here.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, do that, and I'll answer Kevin's question. Go ahead.
Thanks, Kevin. Do we have to do this?
Yes.
Yes. So Kevin asked, how do we do super chats? So if you guys remember, we used to multicast on 4 channels. So we had 4 chat rooms. It was pain in the butt. And then people would primarily just jump onto one channel where the bulk of the people were. So it really made no sense to have the show on 4 channels at once, right? And that way people weren't able to all be together like you guys are all together now in the live chat having a good time. So we decided, hey, we're gonna start up a separate channel for 3 reasons. Number 1, to make sure you guys all have a single place to go to watch the show. Number 2, if there was any quarters to be made, because you don't make money doing this stuff, so if there was any quarters to be made doing the show, we could split it evenly 4 ways. And then the 3rd reason is we tend to get a little naughty on this show. Sometimes we open our mouths and insert our feet, and if we say anything liability wise, they could only come after this particular channel, not our individual channels, that kind of stuff.
So the truth of the matter is we're all supposed to get an equal share, 25%. However, we trust Nostalgia, so I don't really know how much we're each getting. And I trust Nostalgia about as far as I can throw.
Nostalgia every month around payday is like Scrooge McDuck. It's like, he tucks his, and he dives into the pot of gold, and we get a nickel or 2.
There's a lot of math that has to go into it. I got to deduct the 20% management fee. I've got to deduct the 30% carrying team fee. I've got to deduct an extra 15% as a convenience and restocking fee. And then I give you guys the dog scraps at the end of the day.
Nostalgia basically watched Superman 3 and he said, I'm going to screw these Super Game Room dudes. I'm going to get them for every penny, every fraction of a penny.
Carl, you're doing a bang up job with these supers. Why don't you take care of this one as well, my friend?
Kevin, once again, $5 super chat. Super chatting is okay, but do we have to look at Nostalgia?
Oh, you guys are being so mean to him. We haven't even gotten to the air fryer. Air fryer money. All right, let's get back to this because there's
there is one other thing about it. This streaming service that we do use, we all chip in and pay for it together out of our super chat money and out of our YouTube revenue. So as much as, it's cool that we get like a little like tip so we can, I usually buy my wife a sensibly priced steak dinner with my cut. But, it's great because it actually pays for the program we use to do the streaming. And then we can all use it individually for our channels too. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, excuse me. Sorry, burping. Ghosts and Goblins here. What I like about this picture is, we got a great look at the side panel. But what I like is when you look at the ones in the background here, take a look at that control panel. It looks, there you are, Detroit Love. It looks spectacular. Look at that marquee. I think this is going to be really, really good looking once we receive them. So I'm pretty excited about this. I just love the way it looks.
What I'm really interested in is this is the first of their cabinets that's going to have that new CRT as well. Because we remember the last couple of releases, they had that CRT lens put on the screen. This is going to be their revision version, and hopefully it's a big improvement because that's been one of my down things about New Wave Toys, their last couple of releases. I really don't like that forced, screen dealy lens that they have on the screen. Yeah.
No, I hear you. I mean, I was okay with it, but there were a number of people who didn't like the prior one, the prior lens, and this new lens. Hopefully it's super, super cool. Also with New Wave Toys, we got a good look here at who is this guy? Zoltar. So I want to get your guys' feedback in the live chat. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, this guy, he gives tons of super chats. Sometimes he blows up like your whole show. Like, it's crazy.
No. So what they did is New Wave Toys actually sent out an email this morning letting people know an update on Zoltar. They said, hey, guys, we're still working on development. We've improved the animations of the face, the arms, the speaking, and they provided the animatronics. Thank you, Carl. So they provided a video that I'm going to try and get on the screen here. Let's see if we can get this going here. And I should have the audio playing as well. Let me turn the audio down so it doesn't blow out people's ears. Okay, let's hit the play button. And guys in the live chat, let me know what you think about Zoltar and what they've done so far, especially if you pre-ordered it.
Zoltar the Gypsy at your service. Today is your lucky day, my friend, for I have a fortune especially for you. Listen closely. Sometimes you can tell a wise person not only by what he says, but also by what he doesn't say. Remember, it is much better to say little than to say too much and regret it later. Give Zoltar your treasure. I have much wisdom to share with you.
Is that the right one? Is that the right video?
That was not the right one.
That was not the right video. Okay, hang on. Let me get the right video here for you. Sorry, guys. I had it a second ago. That wasn't the right video. That was the original video.
I have it here so I can share.
Let's go here.
You got it?
Did you click the button to share audio?
No.
You have to separate it? Can you hear it?
Yeah. No, we can't hear it. All right, so let's do it again. Okay.
You said you can't hear it? My audio?
Sorry, guys. No, we didn't have any audio on that.
Yeah, we didn't have the audio set up on that.
Carl was so pushy about sharing his screen. Like, he got out there and started sharing it right away before we were even ready.
I got it.
I'm gonna share my screen.
It's a really cool video, guys. Just bear with me. I'm sorry. I'm not a super smart guy here. So. All right.
I am not a smart man.
Well, while we're waiting for all this, has anybody seen the new Turtles movie?
All right. Nope. I got it now. We're still.
Never mind. We'll not talk about the Turtles movie. That's stupid.
Let's just do this. We can talk about the Turtles movie. All right. All right. Here we go, guys. I got it. I got your audio. I got the right video. Now I want that live feedback in the live chat. Let's go.
You may have heard this, but Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it. Age is simply a matter of mind. If you don't mind, then my friend, it doesn't matter. So go on, be carefree like a little baby. But first, give Zoltar a little money, and I will give you a fortune. As you travel through this life, remember this. If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Go ahead and let Zoltar tell you more. Today is your lucky day, my friend, for I have a fortune especially for you. Listen closely. Sometimes you can tell a wise person not only by what he says, but also by what he doesn't say. Remember, it is much better to say little than to say too much and regret it later. Give Zoltar your treasure. I have much wisdom to share with you.
There you go, guys. So what'd you guys think about that?
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Let us know in the live chat, guys. What do you think about it? Pliskin says he loves it. Bill's Retro Games says it's pretty cool looking. Zero Redo says it's kind of wacky. We'll get to the super chats. Calm down.
Why do you always read the audience chats? It's also always like you want to include them and make them feel like they're important.
I want to make them feel like they're part of the show without having to pay for it. Not everyone has to pay for it. Let's see here. His voice seems racist. Oh, come on, man.
I was sold the day one with this one. This is one of those things that were just from the movies that growing up I just was always fascinated with. I like the idea, and I like that they recreate it. So they got the little tiny coins, they got the fortune ticket that comes out, but it would be pretty cool if they made one that's actually a bank. You know, maybe had a slot that slid down behind him, and actually held coins where people would just put money in just to hear him talk. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, man, that would be kind of cool. You know, that way, you just, like drop in real quarters, even though it's only a tiny thing. Make it like
quarters, nickels, dimes, whatever you want. But yeah, it'd be cool to make it an actual bank.
I'm all for it. Okay, where's that super chat from the other Joseph? $5. Thanks so much for the donation, my friend. It says here, can we get the OG pinball money vid, but with nostalgia dancing? What do you think?
I'm not sure I fully understand.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about, but thank you very much.
So if this animatronic line that they're doing is successful, it would be kind of interesting to see what could come next. I mean, they're pretty proud of it. Like, they're literally sending these out to let their customers know who pre-ordered it. Like, take a look at all this cool stuff that we're doing. Look at all the different ways the face moves. Take a look at the hands. Like, they're literally sending these emails out. And honestly, it's getting me more and more excited for this animatronic. So I'm looking forward to it.
So can I ask you a question? Outside of Zoltar, how many more animatronic type, arcade type things are there that they can reuse this technology for?
Well, see, that's the funny thing is they could just come out and surprise us with something.
Like the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great.
And then what's the horror one from that?
Dubs, you hate that camera. Why don't you tell us what camera it is?
No, this is my old camera. I need to plug in my new camera. So
your old camera, which is what brand?
Huh?
What brand of camera do you have?
I don't know. Can we move on?
I guess so.
Jesus.
What's the Late Night at Freddy's video game that came out of
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
It'd be cool to have some animations that if someone wants that too. So they have some room if they're going to invest in this type of product that they can spring from. Who hasn't grown up with Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah. Let us know in the live chat, guys. What are some of these great animatronic things that they could surprise us with in the future? We got Edensoft here with Whack-A-Mole. That would be really cool. Chuck E. Cheese. We got Chris says creepy dolls. I don't know what he's talking about creepy dolls for. What else could they make, guys? Let us know in the live chat.
I want to see them make the toys, the little puppets from the movie Puppet Master. I want to see a little blade, a little torch. I want to have them running all around my house so it terrifies my children and my wife. It'll be great.
What's that movie? I don't know if you guys remember. It was a movie years and years ago where you had this little figure and it had a chain on it. If the chain came off, it came alive. It was a horror movie. I can't remember what that was, but that would be pretty creepy. But
chain came off. Ooh, I'm gonna be looking this up.
It had a chain on it, and I can't remember. I'll find it.
It sounds like it was way before my time.
Yeah, it was when you were conceived.
Are you 100% sure that's not Aladdin? I'm almost 100% sure that's Aladdin.
It sounds just like the plot line of Aladdin.
Oh man. So now here's the one thing, and this might actually, we don't want to turn a smile upside down. You always want to turn a frown upside down. But the Coke machine is actually getting a little bit of heat. And we were kind of talking about this behind the scenes earlier this week.
Mostly Nostalgia. Nostalgia was really burying it for some reason.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. He
Yeah,
was.
he's
say
a
anything
real
about
new
it. I
wave
didn't
toys
even-
hater.
I literally
Yeah.
didn't even know you guys were talking about it.
He's the
how
one who
much I
comes
pay
up with the
attention to
show
our private
notes.
chat.
Nostalgia writes the show notes.
No, I ask for the cliff notes, and then I carry the show once I.
Nostalgia tells us exactly what to say. He said, really doggone New Wave Toys Coke machine. Like, really put it under.
Mike, that's how I earn my 20% management fee. So
All right. Nostalgia, can you take care of this super chat for us while I grab something here for the Coke machine?
okay, so Galaga Guy 88 says, "So Nostalgia, have you seen the new Turtles movie?" Actually, I did. I watched that last night, and I don't know what the popular opinion is on the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. I thought it was a fun take on Turtles. There was a couple things that I didn't like that much, but I think overall it was well done, and I think it is like a cool art style to watch the Turtles in. So I enjoyed it, and I recommend that even if you're like an old school Turtles fan, I think if you just like go into it and just go into it to enjoy it, I think you will.
Oh, you mean
Nostalgia-
old school Turtles from like your childhood? You know, the 1997 series.
No, I'm talking about like the old school. It's different because like the Turtles, they're teenagers. They've always been teenagers. They're Teenage Mutant Ninja. This
That wasn't me. That was someone else.
That was Carl.
Yeah.
What?
Keep
Damn,
going.
guys. My point is just that they sound a little off. They look a little bit skinny, but the actual movie was enjoyable. I don't know. There was a couple spots where I was laughing and thought it was good, and at the end of the day, I thought it was just a fun movie to watch.
When you said you watched it, you almost sounded like you didn't go to a movie theater. You watched it on a modified handheld of some sort.
No, I watched it on the air fryer. No, I went to the movies last night and we watched it.
So we were talking behind the scenes, me and a bunch of the other guys. I can't remember who. I know we all
Mostly
talk.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, but we were talking about the fact that when it comes to new wave toys, they've had what we call home run after home run after home run after home run because their quality has always been superior. Their quality has always been. Some people are like, "Why do you guys spend anywhere from $120 to $160 on these tiny ass products?" And I think some of those people don't realize just how amazing the quality has been on all of these products, right? But the Coke machine, if the Coke machine is considered not good, you would have to kind of say, this is what I was telling the guys earlier, they were kind of due for a miss. You know what I mean? Like, not every product can be perfect. There's got to be something wrong. There's got to be something bad that happens or a release that gets muffed up. And when it comes to this Coke machine, I got to be honest with you guys, and I want to get your feedback in the live chat. I know this might be a hot button issue for some of you, but I've actually seen a lot of negative feedback about the Coke machine because of the lighting issues. As you can see here, look at the way this thing is lit. The lighting issues on the machine, as well as the cooling mechanism on the machine, way too loud, as well as doesn't do enough to properly cool. Because you're supposed to be able to actually use this as a mini refrigerator for 2 Coke cans and things. I've actually seen some people voicing frustration. And it's like, it's kind of shocking because, what can you say? We're just so used to everyone saying, New Wave is awesome. New Wave did a great job. It's amazing. It's awesome. You know what I mean? It's almost shocking that, to see that kind of feedback. Now, I haven't received mine yet. So whenever I get mine, I can't wait to check it out personally. But let us know what you guys think of the live chat. Michael B., what are your thoughts, man? Is the Coke machine looking good? Or should I be worried when my package arrives?
See, I can't really put a comment on it until I see it myself. I do see the light bleed coming from the machine, but you've got to take a look at it. New Wave Toys are going to reuse parts that they have in other cabinets in order to do this. So they're probably using the same light strips that they use for the marquees in their 1/6
Mhm.
scale cabs. The other thing too is this is the first time I think they've done a light source this size in a cabinet. Then they are dealing with the complication of also making this thing a fridge. I think this thing is awesome. I think it like I'll never use it as a fridge. I'll never plug in the fridge thing. I'll only use it as the
Yeah.
vending side. I think they could have just stuck with that. I think they tried to do too much, and a couple of the reuse parts and limitations of how do you do that door where it also opens up and becomes that fridge. I think maybe hampered them a little bit on this. I still think it looks great. I still think it's a cool accessory for people who want to have extra shit just in their house. Can you imagine if we could buy 3/4 scale like Coke machines? Like that'd be
Yep.
dope. So
I agree with this comment from MG completely. Make it a Pepsi machine, and everything would have been great. Everything would have been
dirty sugar water.
Everything would have been fantastic because Pepsi is where it's at. Wrights RetroKid says it's authentic. One at the rink looks the same. Yet I've seen people complaining about it in their Facebook groups and things like that, complaining, "Oh, I got my Coke machine. I don't like the way it's lit up." So that's why I wanted to bring it up.
He writes RetroK gave us a $2 and $8 super chat. Hey, thanks. He says it's authentic dubs. One of the rinks looks the same.
Yeah.
It's a great comment there from Mad Astra Gaming. I don't know if you can bring it up. I can't find it.
Pepsi is brown.
Sadness water.
Oh, that's mean, That's mean, Mad Astra. That's mean.
That's
so
true. If it was Pepsi, you would expect imperfection. So
you
wouldn't be bummed.
That's
you definitely wouldn't be bummed. But I'm a
It's
fan
true.
of Coke fridges. I have one in my man cave.
Oh, look
here.
at this. Yeah, let's go full screen on Carl. Hold on, let me get the
And
chat off the screen.
let me open this thing up.
Check this out, everybody.
So you can put like probably a 6-pack in here, and it powers up. So it's pretty cool.
You know what that needs?
that?
You know what that needs, Carl? That needs a handle and a battery.
Battery.
Oh, it's already got a handle.
Is it battery powered, Carl?
No, it's plug.
Where did you get that?
It looked like the brand is Coolatron.
Cool.
I've had it for years. It's actually pretty cool, and it makes some noise. I mean, you can't have a refrigeration system without making some type of noise. So I'll have to give them a pass on that. I don't think that's possible. And the smaller you get, that refrigeration piece has to be a big chunk of that device. And if you're getting that small, I don't think you're going to be able to chill it enough. But this chills these things ice cold, but it does make noise. So I don't have it running unless having a party or something like that. It just doesn't make sense to run it otherwise because I have 2 other fridges down here. So but yeah, I'm definitely a big fan. I'm a fan of the classic Coke as opposed to new Coke because I'm old school like that. But I'm glad they went with Coca-Cola as opposed to Pepsi because I wouldn't even consider it at all. I think the only soda that's worse than Pepsi is what's the 7-Up. I don't know who drinks
Royal
that.
Crown Cola. Did you guys have that in the U.S.?
Oh yeah, that
Never even heard of that.
That's not
Cot
too bad.
Cola. Cot.
I don't know about Cot, but we have the other one. But
Man,
I think
if I could
7-Up
get a
is the
Jolt Cola,
nastiest
look
pop
out.
to me. That's just like sugar water for sure. But
yeah.
But yeah, I hadn't seen it. I do expect to get one. But I'm glad they did it. And again, I don't think you can make a refrigeration unit that small without having some sacrifices in sound.
Millions of New Wave Toys customers die from Freon poisoning. News at 11.
Oh man, you guys are so funny. All right, guys, we're gonna pivot over. We're gonna talk a little bit of pinball action. Got some exciting pinball action happening. So, sorry, got to stretch.
Testify, Carl. Thanks to Rice Retrocade for the $279.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Who here is buying a pinball machine? Is anyone buying a pinball machine right now?
No,
Anyone?
I have a digital pinball machine which works perfectly fine for me.
What are you buying down there, Michael B?
Well, all these deadbeats need to hurry up and help fund it. No. There's a rumor that Stern may be re-releasing Stranger Things, so I put my name in on a wait list with the Canadian distributor, and now I'm trying to move some things around to see if I can figure out if I can get the money together before it possibly comes out. So
Yeah, no pinball transition. Oh, we should have a pinball transition, shouldn't we? Yeah. Okay, I'll work on it. I'm really behind on stuff, guys. I got a list of stuff I got to do for this show, my own show.
Oh, Carlo, if you bought a T-shirt, man, thank you very much. That's awesome. You gotta send me a pic, brother.
Is that a Mikey
definitely.
Two Pins T-shirt?
Mikey Two Pins. I'll
Two
still be
Pins.
2 pins. I'm gonna be honest. Part of the funding will probably be me selling one of my current pins.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Not the Dubs though, because he wants a deal. I gotta sell it at full price.
Dude, I'm not gonna buy your thing and have it shipped here from Canada.
Oh no,
That'd
it'd be ludicrous.
Yeah,
Ludicrous.
it'd be ludicrous. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So there's actually another one here in Arizona. So I might be able to.
Well, it's a badass pinball table. It's just, I only have so much space and so much money. So
You'll have to get rid of the dresser.
But so if you guys are fans of digital pinball, Zen Studios announced that Star Trek, The Next Generation. I'm not talking the Star Trek Stern machine that came out, the Chris Pine movie. Is it Chris Pine who played
Chris
Captain
Prine. Chris Prine.
Yeah, Chris. It's Chris Pine, isn't it?
No, Chris Prine. 100%.
It's Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
Nostalgia. Don't screw this
No,
up.
it
It's
was
Prine.
definitely no.
Tell
it was
him the
definitely
truth.
Chris
It's
Hemsworth.
Prine. It's
All right,
Prine.
let's-
Chris
Okay,
Hemsworth wasn't
it is
the movie.
Prine.
All
It
right,
is.
guys,
It is Chris Prine.
All right, let's check this out here. Let me see if I can adjust the volume.
This is actually a pretty fun table. I have this on my VPX machine.
Can you guys hear it in your headphones?
No, we cannot hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear it in your headphones? Oh,
Yeah, we
must
can.
not.
We hear something. You just
I
got
don't
Very
have
faint.
headphones.
Very faint.
All right, cool. Hold on a minute.
I'll pretend we can hear it as well.
I keep hitting the wrong buttons tonight. You guys are bad. All right, let's go. Here we go. Now I got the audio. Let's turn it down though, so it's not too loud. All right, guys, it's only a 60-second clip, but it's pretty cool looking. So let's get there.
Awkward silence. Moment 3.
Oh, jeez. Don't be a baby. There we go.
Engage.
All right. Let's rock.
This looks so sweet.
I know. I'm very excited. I've never actually played the real table. I don't have a lot of history with it, but it's one of those tables that every time I talk to somebody here locally and I talk about pinball, they're like, oh man, I'd love to get a Star Trek The Next Generation table. So,
Yep.
and B. Kong, actually, when he had his Act Games Legends pinball, before he threw it down the stairs on his wife, he actually had it, set up as a Star Trek Next Generation table, too.
Did he or did he have it set up as the Stern Star Trek?
Nope, it was Star Trek The Next Generation. That was the skin he had on it.
So they did announce that also, like, a whole bunch of the games, like the Marvel games, are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch finally, so people will be able to get their hands on those with Pinball FX. That's basically the only new table announcement. And they're going to have a whole bunch of deals coming up on Zen. Let's see here. Zen Arcade Weekend. And check this.
So we're playing drums.
Zen and Pinball Arcade, Zakaria. As you can see here, they've partnered up with them. Demon's Till, Xenotil, which I've never tried Xenotil. Have any of you guys tried Xenotil or anyone in the live chat? Let me know. I need to check that out. They're all joining forces. They're going to be offering a whole bunch of deals and sales. Nostalgia, hey you.
I'm just sitting here nicely.
There
I don't
it
know.
is.
Why is it on me?
All right, August 17th, guys. August 17th through the 21st. There's going to be a whole bunch of digital pinball.
Someone made a comment about the ball trails. Most of these products, you can turn those type of options on or off if you like it. I'm not a fan of the trails as well, so you are able to turn those off.
Yeah, that clicking sound really upset the viewers, not just P-dubs.
So yeah, I've got to. I can't wait to see it. because
You
they're saying-
dick. I knew it was you.
they kept saying authentic Star Trek music, and like the first thing everybody said, no, it's not. So it'll be interesting to see when it comes out if the
Yeah.
music is authentic or at least accurate to the original arcade, to the original pinball machine.
Yeah.
Thank
So, are there any Star Trek fans in the live chat? You know what? We're going to do a poll. We're going to do a poll because we need to talk about this. So, the reason why I personally am excited about this digital version from Zen is the fact that Star Trek Next Generation, I like this pinball machine more than the newer one that Stern did, even though based upon the newer movie. Even though it was kind of cool that they had, the bad guy ship on the table and stuff. You could kind of hit it like Attack from Mars and stuff like that. Like that was all kind of cool. But I really like the look of this table and the fact that, in my opinion, and this might ruffle some feathers out there for some people, I think Star Trek The Next Generation was the best Star Trek TV show. I think it was the best. It's my favorite one. And because I've watched them all. I've watched Voyager. I've watched the first Enterprise one. What was it? The prequel with Scott Bakula. The original.
I think Return of the Jedi was the best Star Trek.
Deep Space Nine. I've seen all the series. Big Star Trek in the household. And whatchamacallit, Next Generation cast and crew were my favorite. So I'm excited about it. I think this is a great pinball game. What about you guys? You guys ever watch Star Trek, Carl?
Oh yeah, I watched the original with Captain Kirk. I watched the New Generation. I didn't get past any of the New Generation, so anything after that, I have no idea about the Star Treks there. But I'm a big fan of the Stern on my VPX. I love just about all of the Stern tables, but there are a few tables that I like that are not Stern, and this is definitely one of them. So I definitely like this pinball table. I don't think I've ever played the real one as well, but it's a pretty cool table to play.
Michael B.
I agree. This cast was a phenomenal job, and I like it. Kirk was my boy because he was always getting the ladies. If it was a lady on one of those planets, Kirk they were gonna have that Star Trek glow, I called it, and you knew he was gonna get some. David,
So
the
David
Star
was my
Trek
fan.
glow.
Yeah, if you watch any of the shows, they always had those ladies have that Star Trek glow, and you knew that the captain was gonna explore.
So Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was based on Captain Kirk. He would just go to every planet and like get someone pregnant. And there's just a bunch of Kirk babies everywhere. So I watched Star Trek The Next Generation a little bit growing up in the 90s. Not a lot. I didn't really super follow it. But me and my wife are watching through Picard now. We're a little bit behind. I think we're 2 seasons behind. So as soon as we finish Only Murders in the Building.
Need to watch them.
What?
You don't even need to watch them.
Mm-mm.
They were bad?
So Picard season 1 and 2, it's just odd. It's just weird. But Picard season 3 is literally, and someone said it here in the live chat, is season 8 of The Next Generation. So technically, you could just watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, watch the season finale, or the series finale, and then just pick up Picard season 3.
Well,
Picard season 3 was absolutely incredible. One of the best seasons I've ever seen of any TV show in my life. It was incredible.
So that's awesome, but we already watched season 1, so I still want to watch season 2 and then
You might
season
as well.
3.
Well, you're
So-
committed now, Mike,
Yeah.
but you could have skipped them, literally. You could have skipped them. So, but yeah. I put a poll in the live chat, guys. I want to know what your favorite is. I went with the 4 big ones: the original Star Trek, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager. Now, my wife's favorite Star Trek, Melissa's favorite Star Trek, is Star Trek Voyager. She loved Captain Janeway. And who was the Vulcan on that one? Tulok or something like that. She liked those characters and all that. Me, Next Generation.
Did you know Captain Janeway was in the original Cheers? She was one of Sam's big love interests.
Oh, I did not know that.
Big fan of Cheers.
Yeah, the Strange New World show, which is on Paramount Plus, that one's actually pretty good. Tuvok. There you go, guys. Tupac. It's Tuvok. But we got it. But yeah, man, pretty good. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which is about Christopher Pike when he was captain of the Enterprise. So it takes place right before they're basically prequels to the movie the new series of movies that came out in the Kelvin universe, because it's a totally different universe, right? Because Spock went through the portal, changed it. It's kind of like they did a whole Marvel thing when they rebooted the movies. It's now the Kelvin universe. It's a totally different universe. But anyway, the whole point is that show on Paramount Plus is pretty good. It's definitely pretty good. You guys should check it out.
I thought what they did with the Chris Pine Star Trek series was actually really smart.
Why do you keep saying Prine? It's
That's his
Pine.
fucking name,
No,
man.
it's
That's
Chris
why.
Prine.
Chris Pine.
There's an R in there.
Yeah, it's Chris Pine. Have you been saying it wrong this whole time?
It's Crisp Prine.
It's Chris Pine, you dick.
It's-
I
No,
just
it's not.
looked
It's
it up.
Chris Pine.
It's
Where are
Crisp
you getting
Prine.
this R?
Chris Pine. It's on the movie poster, bro.
Dude, I'm getting angry here. Take a look here. It's Chris. It's Chris Pine. Pine. There's no fucking R. You say it wrong again, and we're done.
So, anyways, in the Chris Pine Star Trek series, what I thought was smart about it is they managed to find a way to reboot the series without demolishing what originally happened, right? So all the original canon and all that stuff all stays in place, but at the same time they created an altered universe where they didn't take away from what originally happened. I thought it was pretty smart.
Absolutely. That was the
Yeah.
way to reboot it without insulting the originals. You're like,
Big time.
hey, it's just a whole new universe.
It's
You
like
know?
the opposite of what they did with Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
the girl movie, where they were just like, yeah, fuck it, those guys didn't exist.
Yeah. But the Star Trek. Now, here's the question. Do they go with Marvel's version of time travel, where it goes like this? Or do they go with DC, where it's a fulcrum? Remember, Batman taught us that.
DC's time travel was awful. So
It's a fulcrum!
Batman can be many different ages. It's a different reality where Batman's 40 years older.
Yeah. So, all right, there we go. All right, I'm going to end the poll here. Let's see who the big winner is. Wow, this is pretty close. OG Star Trek, 45%. Next Generation, 40%. Star Trek Voyager, 9%. And then Deep Space Nine, 5%. That's probably why you haven't seen a Deep Space Nine or Voyager pinball tape.
I always wondered, P-Dub, is there not a way to share the poll on the live? Because you can't see that poll unless you're watching it live, right? For the people that's watching this after the
Yeah,
fact,
you can't see it on the replay, not with the streaming software we use, which kind of sucks. If we were using OBS, that we could see it and they could see it. But we can't,
You
so.
could sort of see it, but it also blocks the
Yeah.
chat, and there's no way to get it off there.
Yeah, Worf is great, and if you want Wart's best performance is in Picard season 3. He damn near steals the entire season because they bring everybody back. If you don't realize this, in Picard season 3, it's literally every single cast. member
Spoilers,
from the
dude.
next-
Whoa,
Spoilers.
dude!
Jesus
Spoilers.
Christ.
No, that's how they
Whoa.
advertised it. It's on the fucking poster for the
Whoa,
season.
swearing.
First, now you're
Swearing,
going to
man.
swear.
Your
You're going to
tone,
give
it's all
spoilers. and
wrong.
you're gonna
Well,
try to tell
you
us
kept
it's not
saying
Chris
Prine.
Prine?
Chris Pine, you're making a big deal about Chris Pine.
All right, you know what? Let's you know what? All right, whatever, man. All right. So what's going on? What's going on with this madness, Michael B and team? We want to get Nostalgia's thoughts on
Yeah,
this.
Michael B should know he has one right in the garage.
He does.
How's
it play?
I can't help you with this. I don't speak German.
Yeah.
What is that? Buertungen? That's something.
Oh, you want me to
Nostalgia tried
try?
do
You want me
in
to
Ottawa.
try? Here, look. I just translated it to English. There you
I
go.
was literally going to say it's clearly reviews, Mike. It's got stars under it. Of course it's reviews.
You know, should we talk about this now,
Buertungen?
or should we talk about the air fryer, the mod?
Oh no, let's go
I'm
ahead
good
and
with
talk
whatever
about
you
this. So this.
Well, we should end the show with this because once we talk about this, everyone's going to leave when we're done. So,
Okay.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what you can do with an air fryer
There's actually a lot of things that you can do with an air fryer.
and
Most
the value.
There's a lot of value. There's a lot of hidden value, which is more important than the actual perceived value out of the box. So people think, you know what? I want to fry some food, use less oil, make it quicker, I'm going to get one of those nice little air fryers. They go out, either go to a department store, they buy it on Amazon, whatever. Air fryer arrives, they get it out of the box. Wonderful features. Wonderful features. You've got the ability to bake food, toast food, broil food, whatever it is you want to do, you can do it with your air fryer. But what most people fail to realize is that it actually contains its own ecosystem within the air fryer. Not only can you cook food, but you can actually export your data over HDMI in 4K 120 frames per second and display the actual navigation display right on your TV. So you can watch what you're cooking on TV. Fantastic value. You won't get that anywhere else, folks. This is exactly what you want to pick up. Next, you can actually take a Raspberry Pi 3, or it's also compatible with the Raspberry Pi 4 if you'd like, connect it in through the USB-C port in the back of the device, and you can display your screen on a tiny little LED display that's right above all of the controls. That's what we need.
So
That's what gives us.
and
the
that
most-
mod is coming soon to the Nostalgia's channel.
Yeah, I can show that. It's not really a mod. It's a native feature of this specific air fryer. But yeah, I can certainly show you guys a little tutorial on how you can get it set up. Everyone does like, oh, connect your Raspberry Pi to the Legends arcade system. Oh, create your own image. No, scrap that. Play your Raspberry Pi on this no-name brand air fryer.
Can you get RetroArch working on it?
You can, but you need the Raspberry Pi to do that, unfortunately. We are working with Team Encoder, Mystery Encoder, to get a mod that we can sideload, but it will require additional hardware, and you'll have to install it. But don't worry, it is completely plug and play.
Whatever you do,
it will be compatible with Glenn's Retro Show control deck.
Well, all of you who have the Air Fryer Gold Edition, you're going to be ass out. You're not going to be able to mod. Your Gold Edition fryers. Unfortunately,
that's exactly right. So if you did purchase one of the more recent air fryers, unfortunately there's no mod for it. The custom board isn't going to work. Maybe we'll get some support in the future, but there wasn't a ton of those sold in the first place, so it may not be worth the investment to do it.
So Nostalgia, I have to ask you, after you cook something in it, is there any kind of peculiar aftertaste?
There can be. It just depends on what you choose to cook in between your cooking sessions, if you know what I mean.
I was told there was no fishy taste.
There's sometimes a fishy taste. But that's entirely dependent on what you stick in the oven before you cook your food.
Okay. Let's get to this Arcade1Up Time Crisis.
Well, before we get to the Arcade1Up, because we have a little time, you had a video, P-Dubs, of one of those coin drops. You drop the quarter in, it tries to
push the coin
pusher.
pusher. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see that until like probably last
Carl,
week.
that was weeks ago, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But what I'm saying is I would like to see you mod that, P-Dubs, and have put a tilt sensor in there. So people, if they tilt the machine, it sounds off an alarm or something. Can you do that? Is that something that
No,
you can
I can't do that. I can't do that, but I like the idea.
I'll get Nostalgia to do it then.
Oh,
I can do anything.
Speaking of air fryers, my wife blew my mind. You know, if you go to the store and you buy crab meat, but it's not really crab meat. It's Alaskan cod, but they call it crab meat because they have it kind of colored and flavored to taste like crab. You know what I'm talking about? They're like little strips of crab meat.
Yeah, white
It's
and
called
red.
artificial crab meat.
Well, holy
Yes.
shit! The fuck is happening?
You did want a signal. You did want a secret signal.
What was that? Holy cow! Holy! All of a sudden, everyone started running at me. Calm down, chat. Calm down. I was just talking about crab meat. All they have to charge. You have to charge the screen. Holy shit!
I thought that was intentional.
All right.
Well done.
All right. But anyway, my wife blew my mind because she's like, those strips of crab meat, which, we usually have them on hand because sometimes I like to chop them up, throw them in a salad, stuff like that. She's like, you could take those and put them in an air fryer. And I forget, it's like she cooked it for like 8 minutes or so in an air fryer. And what it does is it makes the outside super crispy and the inside is super soft and juicy. and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Look it up on Google and check it out. All right, Mike, tell us about Time Crisis, especially
Mikey 2 Crisis.
how is the emulation, Mike, and how are the guns, and what can people expect from the unit in your garage?
So
Hold on, before you get that, how do you feel that there's been absolutely zero reviews of this cabinet so far?
Say that again.
I don't know what reviews are. Can you turn it back to German, please? I can't read that.
Oh, wait, no, it's in English. Stop confusing me. Go ahead, Mike.
So Retro Lab Rat wrote there and he goes, here comes NDA silence. I do have an NDA with Arcade1Up. That's for the beta tester program, where I can't talk about stuff that I'm taking part in the beta tester program. I don't have any other NDA that I'm aware of, which means I would be able to talk about this if I had knowledge. But I don't have knowledge because I don't have one, despite P-Dubs continually saying I do.
You said read between the lines. It's already here.
Yes,
and I was on that stream with you. I was on that stream with you with B-Kong, and you sounded very confident in all the facts about this. Would you say you're an expert?
Yes, I am a Time Crisis expert. We needed one for the show, and I was ready and willing.
Are you the undisputed Time Crisis expert of the community, though?
Big time. Big time. I know more than anybody else. If anybody else thinks they know more than about Time Crisis than I do, I will literally have a street fight with you in Cleveland where the winner gets to shave the other person's head.
How's the quality of the foot pedal on that, Michael B? Is it pretty sturdy?
I have no idea. It looks metallic. The question is it plastic that's got like a chrome paint on it? Or is it actually metal for the amount of pressure that people are going to put on it? I really hope it's metal.
Instead of Mikey 2 pins, Mikey NDA.
I do.
Oh,
I have an NDA with Act Games. I have an NDA with Arcade1Up. I am going to normalize that so nobody can say shit.
Wait, you have an NDA?
Oh, I have so many NDAs. It's not even funny.
Wow. Jeez.
You have one too, you idiot, and a non-compete.
Nope. Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, mine actually might be ran out with that games too, then, if that's the case.
I have no more NDAs with anybody at this point.
Shut up, Shilstalgia. Go sell some air fryers.
Guys, can we talk about this arcade cabinet? The community wants to know, Mike. They want to know.
There's not much to know. I mean, like we have a leak, and it did give us a little bit more information. Like we confirmed if this is real. Screen 17 inches. I think I couldn't get the stuff to come out. I didn't translate it. I just clicked the link in the video, and I couldn't read it. But you and Corner K both posted something about having something to do with the guns, some kind of movable piece in the guns.
Yeah, they confirmed that the guns do have the mechanical sliders, which I missed the first time I read this. I don't know how, but hey, man, stuff happens when you're super excited. Let's see, right here, 2 guns with mechanical slide function.
That's really cool. I wonder what
that's
that
a
is.
Translation error.
That's a translation.
That's a translation error, guys.
But since that's confirmed, that's pretty cool in my opinion. But how long will they last? You know what I mean? How long will they last? See, here's the funny thing. So, and I kind of mentioned this in that video that I did yesterday as well. Is in my personal opinion, I think this is one of the best looking arcade cabinets Arcade1Up has done very recently. You know what I mean? Like in the last, if you think about like the last 3 years, probably top 5. If you think about it, like
top 3.
At least,
what are you talking about? This thing looks great.
Well, top 5.
It does
top 5.
actually.
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic from an appearance point of view. But obviously, you guys remember we all liked kind of like how the Terminator cab looked, minus the 17-inch screen, and then it comes out and the guns are all clicky clacky. It sounds like a baseball card in bicycle spokes, and then the emulation on Terminator 2 had a number of issues, right? And so it kind of ruined it for a lot of people, right? If this thing comes out and it looks beautiful but plays like crap, we're going to be going through the same situation again.
Ooh, I can help you with that.
So,
do you know that the air fryer can run this game at full frames?
An air fryer can run this at 60 frames.
60 frames per second with absolutely no lag. 0 input delay, too.
But let's get the live chat on the screen here. That way we can see your guys' feedback, guys. What are you guys thinking? At least from an appearance point of view, are you guys hyped? Do you think it looks great? Do you think it looks like poop still? Again, I'm not going to tell people to run off and buy this thing until I see how this thing actually plays and performs.
Well, then pop open my thing there, buddy.
Whoa, hold on. After the show, Mike. After the show. Gotta settle down, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm at half mast. Get it all the way up.
All right, let me get Mikey out here. Let's go, Mikey. All right, so what are we looking at here, Mike?
This apparently is leaked footage from an actual Arcade1Up Time Crisis cab of the gameplay. I'll turn the volume on too, and hopefully. Can you guys hear that or no?
No. There's no audio, Mike.
Mike, right, I couldn't hear it at all.
Anyways, all right. Well, I'll go off and put it back on and make sure the audio comes in.
We want to hear the
audio. The audio is good, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, it was good?
Yeah. Put it down. It's super loud.
All right. So
I turned it down. Go ahead.
I know there's one person in the community that actually does have a review cab, but I think there might be a second person somewhere else because I know the person that has it wouldn't put out leaked footage. So I think there's a second review cab, and this person, whoever this arcade gamer is, or this Reese Litico who posted this video, I don't know where he could have got this footage.
You hear the gun? I'm going to turn it up so you can hear the gun.
Oh, you want me to turn it up so you can hear the clackety clack clack?
Yeah. Just listen.
Action!
Doesn't sound too bad. I'll turn it back down.
Now, this mechanical thing, whatever you mentioned, is that for the reload?
Wow.
No, it's the feedback on the top. So the gun is gonna let me show you.
Whoever's playing this is really bad at this game.
All right, hold on, Mike. I'm gonna put
these goddamn Australians, man. That's why.
All right. So when you look at the guns here,
you can tell there's certainly no expert like you are.
All right. So right here, you see right here, Carl?
Yep.
These things just slide back and forth. This piece here, and kind of
as
bang.
you're shooting.
As you're shooting, it kind of bangs. This piece right here, they slide back and forth.
Okay.
So they confirm they have mechanical sliders in the listing. You can kind of see it right here when you actually look at the photos of the guns. So that's pretty cool.
Guaranteed to break after 30 uses?
And yeah, how long will they last, right? How long will they last? That's the question. So let me go ahead. I'm going to mute that.
So, in my opinion, this would have been the perfect second Pro Cab to have that 19-inch screen to be able to put a little more money into the gun quality. I'm assuming they're going to be light like the Terminator, but they could be heavier with the clickety-clackety slider thing on it, maybe. But I would like to have seen this in a Pro Cab with the 19-inch screen.
Yeah, I would have. These shooting games should all be 19-inch screens,
right,
in my opinion. The 17-inch is a miss. I mean, take a look at the size of the bezel here. You're telling me you didn't have room for a 19-inch monitor in here?
Right.
You could have easily accommodated a 19-inch monitor without making the cabinet any larger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that area should all be shooting, screen area on a shooter. And I'm one who have never done a monitor upgrade on any of my iPad, even my modified cabinets. I'm fine with the 17-inch for the traditional games, but for a shooter, I think 19-inch should be the standard.
Yeah, no, I agree completely, Carl. Paul says it should have been an XL, but the design was probably done a few years ago with all the delays.
Right.
That's true. We have seen things like Dragon's Lair come out the way it came out because it was already too far in development. Isn't that what they said during all their interviews and stuff, right, Mike?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Like we've seen in the past where it takes a long time for these cabinets to come out, like Dragon's Lair. So whatever got released had been worked on for a very long time, that kind of thing. So
yeah, that's why we got Fast and the Furious. They were like, well, we've already sunk that money into it.
We might as well, right? We might as well.
Actually, funny story. Fast and Furious actually sold out at Best Buy today. And one of the reasons I was told that we're not getting it in Canada was because it was going to be a low production run, Best Buy exclusive. So Fast and Furious might be done.
It's interesting.
That's a shame.
It's interesting. So, so taking a look here, guys, we got 4 games. Oh, here's something people were asking in the chat. Did they, because this German website has the price like over like it's like $1,000 in euros. They think this thing is going to be like $1,200 American. Mike, what are your thoughts on how much this thing is going to cost and people just hitting that conversion rate?
Oh my God, people are crazy. They're like, it's going to be $1,000 US. Is this the appropriate time to crack open your neighbor's head and feast on the goo inside? No.
That's not how pricing works when you.
So what happens is it's the same as Australia. Like if you see the prices for these cabs in Australia, say there was an Australian leak, it's crazy. Like they put all these extra charges on it. Same with UK too. Like there's a markup for getting these cabs over there. So
you also have a VAT tax that's like baked
VAT.
into it.
Yeah,
VAT fees and crap like that.
Yeah. So don't ever just do a straight like conversion and expect that's the price. Like we know how much the Arcade1Up deluxe cabs are. Like $5.99, $6.99, somewhere at that price point. Here in Canada, more than likely it's going to be $7.99 to $8.99. Hopefully not. Jesus Christ! I literally, while I was the reason why I was distracted was because I have a tool here. Remember our buddy Tool? He's writing in the Canadian fan page, I'm watching the show. There's no way this cab is worth $9.99 US or Canadian. Like, no way. And I said, that's not the price point, LOL. He said, if this is $9.99 US dollars, I'll revolt. And I said, Tool, you too gullible.
Oh, he commented in the chat too. No, there's no way. I think realistically it'll probably sit somewhere between $6.99.
Ouch.
$7.49, maybe in the high end. But it won't be any higher than that.
I don't think it'll get that high. I think $6.99 is the tops for.
What was Terminator 2 selling for?
It's not an XL. It's not an XL. They didn't give me a 19-inch monitor. The thing should be $5.99. This thing should be $600. It's a deluxe.
Yeah, but they got that hefty. They got that hefty Sinden license they got to pay for.
Yeah, I couldn't see it being less than what the Terminator was, which had one game. This has more than one game, so I couldn't see them pricing it lower than $6.99.
Yeah, and what's funny too is if $6.99 is too much for people like myself, like I don't want to spend $700 on this. How long until this thing goes on sale? How long until a retailer knocks a couple $100 off and you can get it at a better price? Right?
Well,
it's going to happen.
If they don't sell out, so that's always the risk you take in waiting for a discount. So
it also depends on how it makes. Like everybody looks at like examples like NFL Blitz, and they're like, yeah, all this stuff will go down to like $36. Don't buy anything; it'll be $36 in 2 weeks.
It wasn't 36. Wasn't it 149? Was that the lowest?
No, but you know what I mean. So what happened is they made like 187,000 big NFL blitzes. Like think about it. Every single team had their own stool, and like they've got all this product sent out to places. So like, Big Lots and all these places are getting products, and they're like, yeah, we got 60,000 NFL blitzes into one location. How many do we got pre-orders for? 17. Yeah, we should discount that immediately.
Oh man. Oh crap. I meant to do a poll in the chat, but I forgot. So, okay, let's do this in the live chat. Because, oh wait, you know what? Do you guys want a poll, or do you want to type a number in the chat? Let us know. We'll make it whatever you guys want to do. It's your show.
Let's see Nostalgia's poll.
What's my poll?
Okay,
you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to.
And I just want to add while you're getting it together. You guys talk from a standpoint of having multiple cabinets behind you, right?
Oh, for sure.
The price set I don't think is an issue for someone who doesn't have a shooter at all. A shooter is one of those cabinets that everyone, whether they play the game or not, will be interested if it's at a store where they walk by and see it. But I think for most people, if they want a shooter, that price is going to be nothing.
You know what would make this a better value? Even just a simple coding change was to enable you to use your own Sinden light guns.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So yeah, if something were to go wrong with the gun a year and a half down the road, you had the ability to just purchase a Sinden light gun and pop it in and still have access
Well,
to the...
I assume that Arcade1Up, with their new strategy they're doing, are going to start having more replacement parts on hand with their 1-year warranty through the app, and also selling their replacement parts again. I mean, that was the original way Arcade1Up was planning on doing things. It's not great for people in Canada because it costs a freaking fortune to get the stuff here. But as long as they have replacement parts, you're okay. And their Sinden guns are, from what I understand, quite a bit cheaper than the real Sinden guns too.
It might be, but I still think that I would rather buy... Like, have you held a Sinden light gun? You've got one, right?
Yeah, I've got one. You know what would be an even better idea? People forget about this Time Crisis cab. They buy a Micro Center cab with an Xbox Series S and then hoodwink it to get their Sinden working with that.
We shouldn't talk about that, Mike.
Why?
We shouldn't talk about that.
Is stuff getting too real for you, man?
It's no. We shouldn't talk about that. We don't want to detract from the potential sales of the Arcade1Up machine. We don't want to do that.
The value and
The value is just the value of that suggestion is way too high for our channel. We can't talk about that. We need to focus on the 3/4 scale market, Mike. We need to support these companies so they continue to provide us with high quality product.
Nostalgia, when was the last time you bought an arcade?
In a while, probably about a year.
3.
No.
All right, so I put a poll in the chat, guys, and here's the options. Let's just say they come out and they say Time Crisis is going to be $699. That seems what a lot of people are saying in the live chat. That's what Mikey NDA is trying to delicately confirm. I'm just kidding, Mike. $690. Let's say it comes out. It's $699. You love the way it looks, and let's just assume it plays well. Let's just assume, because I'm sure reviews are going to come out. Sounds like some people have review units, and they say it plays great. $699. Are you in? Are you excited? You're going to buy it. You want to get it. You want it in your home. Day one. That's the first option. Number 2 is, yes, I want to buy it, but I'm going to wait for a deal, whether it's $100 off, $200 off, $300 off, getting it secondhand off Facebook Marketplace. And then the third option was you just have no interest in this arcade. Let's get those votes in before the show closes. Right now, 40% of people are saying they're not interested in this arcade, but that means 60% of people are interested in this arcade machine. That's actually pretty high compared to many of the polls we've taken recently on Arcade1Up products on our show, guys. Think about that. We've done so many polls where we're like, what do you think of Street Fighter Deluxe? And maybe 12% of people say they want to buy it, and then 80% say no interest.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to buy Fast and the Furious? We had like 18% of people said they wanted to buy it. And, the rest said no interest. To have 60% at least willing to buy it, that's crazy. Go ahead.
So I've said this 100 times before. When Arcade1Up, if they did real market research and they said, hey guys, we're going to do a gun game cabinet. What games do you want us to make? Honestly, Time Crisis would probably be number 2 or number 3 of what the community would want. It's not like throwing shit at a dartboard and saying, oh, let's do Buck Hunter, let's do Terminator. This is legitimately one of the marquee titles people wanted for a gun game. Of course, they wanted Time Crisis 2 on the cab as well, but couldn't get that. Time Crisis was a marquee title. This is one people are excited about, especially in a year where people like us who've been here from the very beginning buying all these cabs have been saying, I don't want a game that's already been released. I want a new IP. Not only is it a new IP, it's also an exciting IP that is one of those, Mount Rushmore for gun games that we wanted Arcade1Up to make.
We got a $5 here from Big Reese. Costs a fortune to ship to Canada. Don't make me laugh. And currently, this is a great joke. 60.39%. If you've been following the show, you guys remember 60.39%. 60.39% are actually interested in buying this. I find this shocking, Mike, because we've done so many damn polls, and the number of people still interested in Arcade1Up, it's always so small. And we actually got a bunch of yeses here. It's crazy.
You should get rid of the multi-cade channel and go back to an Arcade1Up channel.
No.
What the polls are saying, people are done with multicades. Like, they don't want to watch like you for an hour talking about cocktail.
People are done with. Everyone's
He-
making content on multicades now.
No, everybody's making content on light
I feel
guns now.
vindicated. I feel
You guys-
vindicated. Everywhere I
are
turn,
so
there's
dumb.
another video about a multicade.
You guys are so dumb. You guys are missing the market. Small appliances. I'm telling you.
I love you so much. I would hug you right now if we were in person.
I'm telling you, the market is shifted right towards small appliances. That there's just so much, so many views in that market.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of comments earlier. We're talking about the price, and you just have to do the simple math on the price because they're talking about, I seen Blitz at my local Sam's Club for $3.99, that type of thing. But if you think about it, Sam's Club has like 4,600 Walmart stores, and they have 600 Sam's Club stores. So if they bought 5 cabinets for each of those stores, you're talking about over 25,000 machines. You know what I mean? They only need to sell a fraction of those at the full price to get their money back from what it takes to buy those cabinets wholesale. True. So anything they sell the remaining cabinets for is pure profit. So, and you're going in there and buying other things along with these cabinets. So, you know what I mean? It's just a simple marketing thing for a store that big, with that marketing and buying power. So you at those type of stores, you're going to find them discounted, and that's why, because they can do that because they have such a big buying power.
So we got a $10 super chat, huge super chat from Jim the Pacers fan. We won't hold it against you. Go Bulls. Thank you for another great show. Are any of you thinking about getting Time Crisis? Detroit Love, what about you, my friend?
You guys all know my wife's rule still in effect. I cannot buy any more cabinets. There's literally room for about 20 more, but I'm restrained to that section there. You know, I definitely want to. So I would have to be very creative, and I have to do something great for her. She might have to get a new stove, because she's been talking to me about stoves. So if I get her a new gas stove, then I could probably get the Crisis game. So
yeah, that stuff takes priority.
And so now the price of that just gone up, right? So and I would gladly pay it without even thinking about it.
Take the time to go shopping with your wife for the stove, so your marriage isn't in crisis.
Absolutely.
Well played, Mike. Well played.
Mikey 2 Crisis is always up to bat.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. It looks like this is also coming to Canada. Arlene has already telling everyone it's coming to Canada. So is this on your radar? We owe it to him. He gave $10.
Okay. Honestly, I like this one a lot. I think it looks good. I love the game. The thing with me, I actually just sold one of my machines. So it's going out, and I actually have space for a machine today. If I wanted to pick one up, I got space for it right now. I'm conflicted because I feel as though Arcade1Up is eventually going to do a House of the Dead. And that would be the shooting cabinet that I want. So I feel conflicted in the sense that, like, I feel like I want to buy it because I don't know for sure that they're going to do a House of the Dead, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do a House of the Dead. So I'd rather wait for that, and that would be the one that I'd pick up. So I'm undecided right now.
And Mike, you have one in the garage already, but let's say you didn't have one in the garage. Would you be buying this?
I don't know. It's cool. I have limited space now, so I'm kind of in the boat with Nostalgia. Like, it's something I would think about. I'm glad that it's coming here. It's a nice change of pace to see a cool cabinet coming up from Arcade1Up and actually be able to have it accessible to me. So we'll see. Like I said, limited space, and I've got other things that I'm interested in yet. So I can't say for sure whether or not I'll get it.
Okay.
I don't want to make a definitive answer, because last time I said I'm definitely not getting it, and then I ended up getting it. Nostalgia shoved that in my face for a week. I mean, like, what kind of jerk? What kind of friggin' jerk? Like, takes up stuff from your personal life or stuff that you said and then throws it in your face all the time.
Your
What kind
personal
of asshole does that?
Your personal life. I just montaged a bunch of clips of you talking on this very show.
Yeah.
That's my personal life. Stay out of my business, Nostalgia. Stay out of my business.
And when it comes to me, if the reviews, because we're pretty sure review units are out there, if the reviews come back positive and they confirm and actually show and prove to us that the guns are good, the pedals good, and the games run well, emulation's good, I would consider purchasing this arcade because I really think it's probably one of the better looking ones they've done. I like the fact that they're doing the slider on the guns and stuff. Very interesting. I would definitely want to see more about that. But not until this thing goes on sale. Like, knock $100-$200 off, and maybe then I'll pull the trigger. But if this thing is really going to be $700, I'm going to hold fast. Does that make sense?
You don't understand. What they need to do is actually flip that. So instead of putting these on sale for like $100 or $200, they actually need to jack the price up $100 or $200.
Oh, come on, man.
So what they do is they say, okay, on launch, the price is going to be $5.99 or $6.99, and if you don't buy it within 2 months, price is going to be $9.99, and it'll be out of reach for everybody. Yeah. That's what they got to do.
Reset Rudy says it's not real until it's officially been.
Well, that's the other thing, right?
Well, that's the thing. John D went on Reddit and shared the link to the German website under his fake alternate Reddit account. So it's, to me, that's been officially announced. Paul Minderman's here. He's a moderator of the Arcade1Up Reddit. He knows that that's John D's alt account. John D already made the announcement. You don't believe me,
Paul
Mike?
Minderman.
If you pull up that log lady photo again, man, we are not friends anymore, bro. Excuse me. All right. Great stuff, man. Looks like there's actually, considering the results of the poll, there's actually more people interested in this Arcade1Up product than any of the other recent products in a long time. So that's pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking. But hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Can we talk about toasters?
Yeah, what about them?
No, I want you to talk about them. I want to know if you know what I know.
What do you know?
I know a lot. I pretty much am the king of the small appliance content niche.
What? Hold on. Is this true? I think he's making a joke. I hope not. God, if they release this thing and it's got emulation and performance issues, man, people are going to tear it.
I actually don't think, believe it or not, I don't think they're going to have that many issues with emulation.
I hope not.
Just the architecture of the game. It's a more advanced game for sure, but like once we start getting into these types of games, they're actually not like beyond complex to do. It's certainly doable. I think you could probably get some fairly reasonable emulation out of it.
I remember what you were saying, why you came up with this stuff last night. I brought up the fact that it uses the exact same arcade engine as Ridge Racer, and they've already nailed the emulation with Ridge Racer, so I didn't think there was going to be a problem with Time Crisis. That's why you were saying I had a review cap. Yeah.
I didn't say you had a review cabinet.
I'm talking about P-dubs.
I just said I said, and then you said yes.
That's all my evidence right there. And guys, honestly, Michael doesn't have one. I've just been teasing him.
If I had a review cap, guys, like honestly, you don't know me much. I wouldn't try to hide it. I'd have it under a blanket in the back, and I'd be like, "Screw you guys! You don't know what I got.
I got something you don't know." Yeah, Mike would totally be that guy. Also, when it comes to the iiRcade stuff. So, guys, I definitely, if you're interested in the iiRcade, make sure you join the iiRcade Modders Facebook group or the iiRcade community group. You'll notice that a lot of community members who now have access to the Team Encoder mod, they've been posting pictures saying, hey, this game works, and it's all really, really exciting and stuff. But for those of you who are a little less tech savvy, I just wanted you to be aware that there is a community build underway. So there's going to be a great build out there where you'll be able to take an iiRcade folder drive, drop it, and push it to your system and have access to a whole bunch of games. So if you're, if you don't want to feel daring and bold and, testing game after game after game after game, does it work? There will be a community build solution for you coming very, very soon. So just a heads up on that. But minus that, guys, that is our show this evening.
Question of the week. We didn't do it.
Oh, our new segment. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be incredible, I think. Go ahead, Mike.
Maybe.
It might completely suck. I'll actually put
Did we do one or two questions? Was it just one?
Well, we're short for
Just
time,
one,
so
I
maybe
think.
we do one.
All right, Mike, go ahead. Do you want to put
Do I have to pick it?
Yeah. It's your segment.
There's a really
People
good
get
question
tired
there,
of hearing
guys.
me talk. It's your segment.
And while he's looking for that nostalgia, I like the idea of the House of Dead, but I think House of Dead is going to be a little more challenging because it has a pretty unique soundtrack that Time Crisis doesn't have to deal with for licensing, things like that. So I'm sure it's not going to be quite the same because they're going to have to change their music, but definitely an interesting concept. Love to see them do it.
Carl, can you share the hyperlink for the Super Game Room Dudes Facebook group in the live chat? That way people can join the group. Hey, were there any mid-roll ads during this show? I didn't see anyone complaining about mid-roll ads.
Well, I put them in there. If someone turned them off, I'm going to
turn them off. Yeah,
I'm going to
turn them off, Mike. Mike, I turned them off.
Guys, were there mid-roll ads? Did they play?
I'd be so sad if they didn't. I go through so much work to make sure they play.
Michael needs his pinball money, guys. There should have been mid-roll ads.
Have you guys seen John D's picture on Facebook?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There were mid-roll ads. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
But P-Dubs told me. He said add a bunch.
You have no proof that happened.
I have the Facebook message I can bring up again.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
So this is a really good question. We're going to do two. So the first one comes from Sheldon Damewood, who says, why isn't Michael B more abusive to Nostalgia?
What was the question right before that? Mike?
From a commenter named Steven Airfryer Nostalgia. Why is Michael B so abusive towards Nostalgia?
Wow.
Why don't we answer both?
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm waiting for it.
So that question is for Michael B. You got to answer these questions. Go.
Honestly, my abusiveness towards Nostalgia comes from the fact that Nostalgia is, if you've ever watched The Office, he's like Oscar in The Office. He's the actually guy, because no matter what anybody says, Nostalgia will like pop around from a corner and be like, actually, here's how it really is. And his comments aren't based on facts, but they're based on opinions. And it really pisses me off.
He's like those guys on Impractical Jokers. Okay.
Otherwise, I love the dude. It's just he's a bit of a know-it-all.
And I'm gonna I'll add a bunch of mailbag assets that we'll actually put these on the screen next week. But we're just seeing if this is actually even interesting. Okay, you got another question?
There's another couple of good ones, but I'm gonna go with there's one here. I don't want to ask that one. Okay, Tim, and I'm going to say this wrong, Tim. I apologize. Tim Zielinski. What future, not yet announced or released product could Arcade1Up or any other home arcade company put out that would make the vast majority of the community happy? Oh, and you know what's crazy? I think we got the answer. Time Crisis.
Yeah, apparently, according to the poll. But what would really thrill the community? We're talking dozens of sales, guys.
That's a lot of sales.
That's a lot of sales. Dozens of sales and lots of hype. Ladies and gentlemen, Hubert. What is that?
That's a QR code to join our Facebook group there.
Oh, thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, Hubert. That is the product that, in fact, if you think about all the dissension in the community, all the cliques, and all the civil wars that have been fought in the last 5 years, Hubert would be the product to unite us all, would it not?
It would not. You know what would be?
What?
Crazy Taxi with all the licensed music.
Oh, actually, that would be a really cool cat.
That would be,
a lot of people would be happy with that.
So dope.
Yeah.
But think of the dozens.
Everything.
Nostalgia. Dozens of sales.
I know. Hubert. That would be a lot of sales.
Dozens.
You'd have like maybe 3 or 4 dozen. It'd be wild. Under 50 for sure.
Oh, there's one more question I want to ask. Because it's the first time, let's go all the way and do 3. Scott Gray asks, if you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself?
I eat myself and I'm not even starving. Like, it's a problem. So, yes, I would.
Michael, I have a feeling you need to answer this question.
If I was a hot dog and I was starving, would I eat myself? No, man. You can't eat yourself. That's weird.
Yep.
But hot dogs are so tasty.
They really are. Depends on how they're done, though.
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
I'm a manimal, not a cannibal.
And I am taking the fifth on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the fifth on this
Oh, you've done the Marilyn Manson. You've had 2 of your bottom ribs removed. he's already tasted the hot dog.
That would be terrible.
Mike, that's a myth. You can totally do it
All
without removing your ribs.
All right. So if you guys enjoyed the Facebook mailbag, what we'll do is we'll put a nice little asset together, nice little pop-up, have the question pop up on the screen, and I'll add a couple little things. We'll make it kind of cute for you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give us your feedback in the live chat. But in the meantime, my dudes, that is all the time we have for this evening. Hopefully we entertained you and informed you. And 90% of the information provided in this broadcast was false. So don't blame us if you think we were telling the truth. All right, we're just kidding. Do us a favor, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. Carl, whenever you're ready, send them on their way.
All right, guys, use the QR code to sign up for the Facebook group. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.